Hello there. It's your boy, Tasty Cake. Okay, so last night I was on the panel for Legend of the Traveling TARDIS because I was also watching Power of the Doctor. Because my viewing source was different, but try to keep it in tune and in line with Christian watching it from BBC America. And with our friend Mark watching watching Christian's reactions, but I'm watching my reactions too because I was very into it. Now, I had it on the big screens watching it into it, so I don't even see myself on YouTube or on the panel. And I was like, contacting me, so what? He may hit pause, mid pause, because my source is different. I'm not watching BBC America. I don't have to do with the commercials. I can watch the whole thing through and enjoy it, which I did today. I did go through it today, so I had to make those changes here and when I was on, I made changes that brought the little mini player up, so it was right about here. That's where I had the mini player, and my image was right here. I was the panel right there. So I'm looking to that side, watching the screen, trying to hear everything, trying to get everything down. But of course, a lot of times it's very hard to do so. And then talk about, people want to say, well, we'll talk about. I was like, you know what? That's what we're supposed to be doing on Tuesday. Everyone has to watch the show before they start talking about it. But things review, so I'm trying my best not to say anything. The notes I have, which I'm going to spoil it here because this is my show, and it'll say spoiler on the beginning, so no big deal. And let's see, visually it was amazing. I loved it. The show was a total fan service, doing things that we expect in the 50th anniversary, but we got for the 100th anniversary of the BBC. I'm perfectly fine with it. But a list of was the train really necessary? Visually, it's amazing. I'm just poking it at things. I may like it, but I'm just poking at it anyway. The child. Now, I thought everything would be like, okay, well, the cargo was the child. Is this supposed to be Jodie's doctor? Jodie as she was a child kind of thing? Cause I knew Vinder was in it, and I think, well, why exactly is Vinder in it? Because, he doesn't find his wife. He doesn't find his wife and child. Like, okay, maybe this has something to do with it. No, it didn't. It just has. It was as was said to me last night, because I was trying to understand everything, it was basically a red herring. So it had. It's like, okay, freaking red herring. I didn't know because I was trying to watch it and trying to be on the show and everything. But now I understand. What'd you try to say to me? I'm just gonna jump around because my notes are all jumped on everything. Graham. And the joke was, he said it to the doctor, and she said it back to him. How did you get here? Graham, how did you get into a volcano? And I was almost going about like all these, everything's in it. We got Daleks, but they're causing the volcanoes, and Cybermen because of the creation of the Master, and the Master here, and the Master there. Then we have the Master in 2022, he disappears. But the Master of 1916, as Rasputin, he dies. So, how's that one going to work out? I've been reading reviews about people saying, well, how can you have a Doctor Who episode and Jodie's final episode, and she's not in it that much? Well, the idea is it's a Doctor Who episode. So that's, it's still about Doctor Who. Yes, it's sad it was limited about Jodie, but there are people that hate Jodie. I mean, I love the woman. Parallel universe, I was the one. So it's, give me a moment here. Okay. Let's see, the train, the child. Dan left early. It's like, they didn't use him enough. It's like, well, here's an actor, comedian, but like, but it's the writing, sadly. So he leaves early in the show, and then he comes back at the very end of the show. Like, what was the real reason to bring Dan in the first place? Ace. Ooh, yeah, that was spectacular. Tegan. The banter with Tegan's like, what? But it was, you have two companions from two different times. The hologram situation, bringing back the original actors, the fan service thing. We want to see them again, so it was great to see them. So that was the whole point of it. The Rasputin master, like, okay. The putting his face on the painting is like, why? What's... he was just thrown in a little too much. The Force Regeneration, yes, that was fantastic. I loved how the Master became the Doctor, and wore those combination of outfits. I mean, I would too. If I can find a coat that fit me, it would be, let's see, 42 long. I wear 42 long, so if I can find that, I do have a pullover, question mark pullover, plain white shirt. I do need to find a tie that matches David Tennant. Celery, buy a celery stick. A recorder, I have a recorder, but I need to have it painted up like that. If I go, which I would have to go that far. I had to have a recorder. And I do have a scarf. It kind of curled up because of the way it was made. It doesn't lie flat, it curls. So in essence, it would fit for that look that the Master was going for. And I would do that. I'd easily make that outfit happen. I think he had blue pants or so. I guess it'd be cheating if I put cargo pants, because that's what I wear all the time. So I do have a pair of blue cargo pants. They're dress pants too. Got them from Sears. Very nice, but I would wear blue dress pants. I couldn't tell the shoes, so waiting for the customizers, the cosplayers to go through and see about the shoes. See if I can find the coat, the tie. That would be brilliant. I would do that. That would be nice to have the action figures come out and say, okay. Couldn't really release same figure with two different heads, It's like, well, But if they release one of the Master wearing that outfit, I would beg for another 3D print head for me to fit on that figure. Because that's just, it has to be. It has to be. Let's see. Everyone gathering inside the TARDIS, that was hilarious. Homage to Stolen Earth. But everyone's complaining, what's going on here? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's funny as hell. Love the other Doctors. I said that. I think I did. The gathering of the companions in the therapy. The Russian doll of Cybermen. The cloning. Yes, that's action figures that should be created. I mean, there's amazing stuff here. Tissue compression and also tissue decompression. It always made sense, but to a human, they're dead. That's it. You can bring their body back to life size, but they're already dead. But for Cyberman, they're a whole different thing. So it made sense. What about Ruth, the fugitive doctor? The master goes, "Who the hell are you?" "I'm the doctor. Who the hell are you?" Very Bart Simpson kind of thing. But this would happen before the master met the doctor at the university. So that's fitting. He would not know who she was because it happened all beforehand. Which was a nice nod saying, bring her back to the final episode. Right? Enjoyable, yes. Not going into, again, the creation of all this occurring, not going into Timeless Child, because this is the final episode. Let's just hit the highlights. The 2022 Master, he escaped. But the Rasputin Master is dead. So, the Master's dead? Again? So just nitpickings of Graham is in a volcano. Not enough Jodie in her own episode. The hinting of the Timeless Child was the girl, but turns out it wasn't. It was like, wah, wah, red herring. Dan, like, the paintings, bringing back Vinder, he's a cool dude. Rasputin's master, the Rasputin Master is dead. That's what it looks like to me. So is he dead? Period. The Cybermen are destroyed. Daleks are destroyed. But are they? I mean, the ones that were into 1916, yes, they were destroyed because other regenerations were forced into the cube to save the 13th Doctor, to save Jodie's Doctor. Save the Doctor. But they're dead. What about the others? Were the others... Some of the helmets were different. I noticed that too. Like, gotta get them figures. I mean, if everyone on Gallifrey, because most were Time Lords, but also the people on Gallifrey, which also been the children, mothers or fathers, people that were not Time Lords, Gallifreyans, and Time Lords were converted into Cybermen because that's what the Master would do. He's disgustingly evil. So, who were the ones that were destroyed in unit? Were they Time Lords? Were they the Cyber Masters? Or were they just Cybermen? I'm guessing they were just Cybermen, but then watching the train sequence, you see Cybermen, and then they start regenerating. So wait a minute, they're Cyber Masters. So how can you just see it? The only way you know it is when they regenerate that they're Cyber Masters. Cyber Time Lords. So a lot to process. I gave it an 8. Even with the things here and there, like, well, hey, 8.5. It's nothing as a 10. You can't give anything a 10 because you see something 10 and say, oh, well, this is also 10. No, this was better than what this one was. Like, you go 10.5. Oh, I put it as 11. So there's nothing really 4.5 stars out of 5. I was happy with it. I was happy with anything Doctor Who, but I will nitpick anything I don't like. Chloe Webber. We must protect Chloe Webber. So 4.5 stars. I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. Because the whole bits of confusing things, the red herring, that irritated me a little bit. So, oh, is it a red herring? Yeah, I loved it. I would watch it. I would watch it again. I only watched it the second time so I can get the whole thing in my head without Christian Basil talking about it in my head. I had to get these notes down. So I'm happy with it. I'd be more happy if we saw action figures for it. And again, if someone could hook me up with the 13th Doctor's coat in a 42 long, I'd appreciate that. And finding me one of the ties from the 10th Doctor, too, as well. Then I can put together my Masta's outfit. Oh, yeah, the chain. I guess the earring, too. The earring, I would have to need that, too, so, yeah. It can be the chain earring, the coat, the tie. It looked like blue dress pants. I don't know. Blue, black. It's kind of shady. I wear black all the time. The shoes. What the shoes were. I can watch it again. I should. Just to fast get to that point. I will take a peek. Maybe do a screen grab. If I remember how to. Which I should. Because I do know. So, that's my little ranting review of Power of the Doctor. I still say watch it. I just saw people say, "Oh, it's rubbish, it's trite." Like, I don't care about your negativity. I just want people to say, "Well, here it is." Yes, I am a Doctor Who fan, and I see where all these things here and there come about. But all in all, it's still Doctor Who. It's still something we have. So something that can be talked about, enjoyed about, laughed about. So then go back to your useless daily lives and wish you had the ability to do what they can do.